In this Pinterest tutorial, you'll learn about Pinterest Analytics and how you can use it to see how people interact with your pins and what people like from your Pinterest account to help you determine the best content to share on Pinterest. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Sarah Nguyen, your online marketing strategist, helping you grow your business using social media with ease. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing for all of the latest product reviews, social media marketing tips, and training. And at any time during this video, make sure you check out the description for links to all of the resources mentioned in this video. So in order to access your Pinterest analytics, you need to firstly make sure that your Pinterest account is a business account. It can't be a personal profile. If it is a personal profile, you need to go to business.pinterest.com and click on the Convert Now button, and this will convert your personal profile into a Pinterest business account. From business.pinterest.com, which is kind of the hub that gives you access to all of the tools that you need on Pinterest, you click on Tools and then Pinterest Analytics. And this will open up your Pinterest Analytics for your particular profile. Pinterest Analytics is quite easy to understand once you know how to read all of the data. Pinterest will provide you with a snapshot of your account. So as you can see, there are three main sections: your Pinterest profile with a summary of the daily impressions, daily views. There's a summary of your audience, and there's activity from your website. In order to see activity from your website relating to Pinterest, you need to verify your website with Pinterest. And I cover how to do that in the module relating to rich pins. So we can see from the Pinterest Analytics page the snapshot of these three areas, as well as the top pin impressions. The top pin impressions tell us our best performing pins in the last 30 days, and a snapshot of the impressions, repins, clicks, likes, and pin type. So let's go into each one and deep dive to help you make sense of these analytics. We'll start by clicking on your Pinterest profile. From your Pinterest profile reporting, you're able to select on the right-hand side the view from all of your apps, or you can also select the reporting from just the specific devices if you want, and you can export this data as well into a CSV file. From the Impressions tab, we have 4 tabs across the top: Impressions, Repins, Clicks, and All Time. Impressions tell us how many views our pins get. A particular viewer may see your pin multiple times, and the impressions, so the times that they see the pins, refers to when they're seeing it in the Pinterest newsfeed. You can sort your impressions from the last 30 days. If you click on the little button here, you can also choose it by 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, or you can select the date range to be a custom date that you wish to appear. Looking at this graph, the top line is the average daily impressions that I'm getting, so the number of times that my pins are being viewed on Pinterest, and the line underneath it is the number of people viewing it. So as I mentioned before, one viewer may see my pins multiple times, increasing, and that's why there may be more impressions than there are viewers. The key information to note from this particular section is the days that I'm getting the most impressions and the most viewers. I can see that Sundays are the particular days that I'm getting spikes in impressions. So that's a consideration for the time and day that I release my content. And if we now scroll underneath the impressions graph, Pinterest gives us a summary of the top pin impressions. So we're able to see all of the pins that we have, how many impressions they're getting. So once again, how many times they're appearing in the Pinterest feed, how many clicks they're getting, repins, and likes. And it also tells us the type of pin that it is. So this is a rich pin, and if it's a regular pin, then we don't kind of get any notifications. But this is a good way of seeing what pins are being engaged with in the Pinterest universe and that people are interested in. And it's an indication of all of the pins that you have, where the areas that people are interested in, that they're searching for it to have impressions and clicking on it. So they're actually clicking on it and engaging with it. Underneath the pins are the boards with top pins impressions. So I can see from here what are my better performing boards as an indication for the areas that I can create more content for, and also as a little bit of a clue in terms of these boards that are doing well. I can then look at the boards that aren't getting as many pin impressions and maybe look to optimize it with a little more keywords and a better description as well. When we click on repins, it opens up this section. Here you can see the number of repins that your pins are getting. Once again, you can sort it by date, 7, 14, or 30 days, or a custom date that you select. And this tells you the days that you get repins. Underneath this section, it also breaks down your repins by the most repinned pins. And also it tells you your repins from the most repinned boards as well, giving you an indication of Pinterest users engaging with your content. And for the pins that aren't getting a lot of repins, it's an indication for you to consider to maybe run some Pinterest advertising to that pin to increase the level of engagement. Then we have the next section, which is clicks. The clicks tell us how many clicks that we get from our Pinterest profile. You get the summary graph as well as the most clicked pins, and it gives us the number breakdown by pins as well as the breakdown by boards as well. The all-time tab tells us the most repinned pins. It tells us the pins that rank best in search, pins that get the highest mix of repins and clicks. And with this information, we're able to see what are the topics that are performing really well and how can we create more of that content. The audience section gives us an idea of the demographics of people who are interacting with your pins. And once again, you can break down the audience data by 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, or custom days. The significant data to look at here is the audience by country. So you get a breakdown of your audience and the countries that they belong to, as well as a breakdown of the cities, the languages, and the gender breakdown as well. Knowing where your audience is great information to have, particularly if you can tailor your information for particular countries or particular cities. The more information you have about the people and where they're from, the better you can target your messaging towards them, and the better you can tailor your content towards them. If we click on the interest tab, it shows us what our audience is into. So these are the broader categories that they're into. The interest is kind of a look at the most popular categories in no particular order that your Pinterest followers are into. And this gives you an idea about the kind of content that your audience tends to like. So I can see here that my audience is very into DIY home decor, design, travel, photography, nature, fashion, desserts, just to name a few. In the board section, this is a collection of the boards from my audience that contains my pins. And from here, I can see how my audience organizes my stuff and how they think about my brand. So this really is a way to see how your audience thinks about your pins, and it gives me an idea for new ways to organize my boards and my website. The businesses section here are other business accounts that my audience engages with on Pinterest. So learning what else my audience is interested in really gives me a clue and an insight into what else they're interested in and what else I can create for them in the future. Now, if we have a look at the activity from my website, what I see here is how content from my website is doing on Pinterest. And the website analytics shows me data for all of the pins that link back to my website, not just the pins that I've added to my profile from other websites and other pinning sources. So from this profile, I'm able to see the analytics by impressions, repins, clicks, and all time. The top pin impressions from the last 30 days represents the most popular things from my website. So this helps me figure out the pins and boards that I want to add to my profile and things that I can feature on my website and new products that I might want to create based off the impressions that these popular pins are getting. In the boards with top pin impressions from the last 30 days, these are boards that contain lots of pins that link to my website. And these can be boards that I've created or that other people have created. And this kind of gives me a little insight to understand how people are organizing my content. So I can see that my social media rocketeer board has lots of impressions that's created by me. So this guy, Tim Hand, has created a social media tips board, which has a couple of my boards that get some impressions. It's a way of also seeing other users repinning your content, and it's an opportunity for you to reach out with them and maybe collaborate with them. So we also get the same information. So we get the top repins, the top clicks, top original pins as well from my website. And it gives us an indication of how well my own content is doing on Pinterest and which individual content pieces are doing better. With all of the analytics that you have from Pinterest, you're really able to see the audience that you are starting to build, where they're from, who they are in terms of demographics. You're able to see which pins and topics are really popular from your boards and which pins and content is also performing better from your website. So there you have it, an overview of Pinterest analytics and how to make sense of Pinterest insights to help you get more traction on Pinterest. If you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for more ways to grow your business using social media, make sure you grab a copy of my social media checklist. It's a super simple guide to help you get up and running on the major social media networks so you can start leveraging the power of social to get more customers and generate more sales with ease. To get your hands on it, simply click on the link in the description below, and thanks for watching.